Meerkats are a branch of the mongoose family. These foot-long standing mongoose may seem cute and lovely, but they are among the most violent animals on the planet. The group of meerkats is called a mob, and the leader of any mob is a female. Since these are the closest relatives to hyenas, that totally makes sense. In the mob, only the queen, or the alpha female, has the right to mate and get pregnant. She chooses the suitable male and keeps him as the private partner. That male is considered the alpha male. The queen won't tolerate if the alpha male mates with any other females. But since there are other males in the group, they secretly mate with lower females. But even that is not acceptable for the queen. She wants a monopoly over the mating process. So almost 80% of the mating in the mob happens with her. The male meerkats are not that bad. They search for other mobs in the area and fight with them. The gang fight results in a lot of deaths. Aside from that, they are responsible for raising kids, guarding the area, and looking for food. The role of the queen is to give birth and feed milk to newborns. But if any other female is found giving birth, the queen instantly kills all of her pups and eats them. Yup, she is cannibal. She makes sure that only her pups get all the resources. So, no other female is allowed to give birth. The female is then banished from the group. The banishment for meerkats means certain death in that African desert. So the female asks for mercy. The High Queen will forgive her only in one condition. She should take care of the queen's pups, feed them milk, and raise them. You can consider her as unpaid slave for the queen's pups, where the rent is milk. The females have no other choice but to accept the terms of her mother and care for her siblings. Yup, you heard me right. In most of the cases, the queen is her mother, and those lunch she was munching were her grandchildren. It's the highest level of Game of Thrones I've ever seen. If the alpha female is dead, or if any other female takes over the clan, the new alpha kills and eats all the previous royal pups and starts fresh again. Around 20% of total deaths in meerkats are actually homicidal. They are killed more by their own species than other predators or enemies. And there are no mammal species on Earth more cruel and dangerous to themselves than these baby-faced terminators. Who needs an enemy when you have a mother like that? They are the most interesting animals when it comes to mating. You may have actually never heard of them before. They are called bonobos. Since they are chimpanzee species, they are the closest relatives to humans in DNA, but farthest when it comes to mating. Bonobos are very social in nature. In fact, they are so social that they almost never fight, and they always stay in harmony. And what's the secret for never being angry? Well, it's mating.
Bonk.
Yup, they are evolved in such a way that they resolve everything with mating. If there is a conflict between two bonobos, they start mating, because that's how they fight. After mating, they are friends. If two males are angry, they hug, kiss, and resolve the issue. If two females are angry, they hug, kiss, and just think of them as lesbians. They do everything. By everything, I mean everything. Not only the conflict, but they mate for any reason possible. For example, if you see a friend, you say hello. If someone helps you, you say thanks. But if bonobos see a friend, they mate. If someone helps them, they mate. When males come from hunting, they mate. When they eat food, they mate. When someone feels sad, well, you got the point. They don't need any reason. They start whenever they get a chance. Almost every member in the group mates with every other member. Scientists believe that this process has so much effect that it calms their mind and they forget the act of anger and violence. They sometimes even resolve gang fight with this process. If anyone says everything can't be solved with love, well, here's a living example for that. The clownfish are among the cutest fish. For security reasons, they live in sea anemone. Sea anemones are venomous and sting every other fish with their tentacles except for them. Maybe they feel happy to see these clowns. I don't know. All the clownfish are male by birth, and the biggest fish in the group is a female. Don't worry, you will understand it later. And the second biggest fish is the mating male. All others are small fries that actually do nothing. When it's time for mating, the couple clean a rock by the side of their home, the sea anemone. Then female lays around 1,000 eggs, and then the male spreads his sperm over the eggs. Now the father is responsible for looking after those new eggs. He constantly cleans the area, removes dead and decaying matters, throws away the bad eggs and blows air so that the eggs get enough oxygen. And after some time, new clowns join the circus. But if the female dies, that male changes into female. But why, you may ask? It's because the male becomes so tense that he changes into a female in memory of his lost wife. Since even the scientists don't know why that sex change happens, I gave my own theory, so don't argue with me here. And after he changes to she, the most active male among the fries changes to next he, and the process continues. The transformation takes about a year though. So these are the only creatures I know that can literally say, I was male at birth, but now my gender is female. These are bedbugs, and these blood-sucking bugs are hated by almost every person on the planet. The bigger one is female, and the smaller one with a pointed butt is a male. You will know later why I'm telling you their size. The mating in bedbugs is considered traumatic insemination because the process is really traumatic for the females. The males don't have actual penises, but a sharp needle-like organ at the end of their abdomen. Bedbugs start mating after they are around 40 days old. When it's time for mating, the male climbs on the back of a female and strikes the abdomen region of that female with his needle. It continues the process until the abdomen is ruptured and his needle is actually inside that abdomen. Then he releases the sperm inside that abdomen. But there's a problem. The sperm entered the body, but not into the ovary. So it enters the bloodstream. They don't have blood vessels like mammals, but yeah, it kinda acts as a circulatory system. Then the blood carries the sperm to the destination, and they start fertilizing the eggs. The males can't differentiate between other males and females. The only thing they know is female is bigger. If some male eats a lot of blood, its size increases. Another male passing by may think it as a female, so it quickly climbs on it and pierces the stomach. The receiver's abdomen is damaged and recently consumed blood will flow out of it. It will turn into its original size and it will say,
all that for a drop of blood.
But yeah, the male-to-male mating mistakes has been recorded several times. The wounds in females heal very fast within a few days, forming a scar, and another hard layer is formed that is stronger than the normal abdomen parts. The scar makes sure no other male can damage the same internal organ for a few weeks. After 3 days, the female starts laying around 4 eggs per day. One mating sperm is enough for around 300 eggs. After that, she refills the stomach and continues the process. So if you see one, there's a high chance that your bed is actually crawling with hundreds of bedbugs. These lizards are found throughout southwestern United States and northern Mexico, and they are actually famous. If you know this Pokemon, Salazzle, it's inspired from this lizard. And talking about their mating, it's even more interesting than the bonobos. When it's time for mating, the lizard searches for a partner. Since there are too many, it's not that difficult. Looks like the partner is found. It instantly rides in the back of its partner and coils itself around the partner and bites on the stomach area. It tightly grabs the body of the partner with its hind legs and does the process. Now it climbs down and the partner climbs on it, bites on the stomach, coils the body and tails, and does the process. Sometimes, even more than 2 are found attached to each other like this. Now what does that mean? What in the world are they even doing? Why is the female climbing on male? Well, these lizards are actually created by selective breeding and hybridization. Kinda like how they made this, from this. Scientists created such a thing that can give birth without males. Yup, all of them are females. They can give birth without fertilization, and all the newborn are female too. If both are female, why even do that? What do they gain from doing all these? Well, scientists say the ovulation process gets faster if they do all these stuffs. And that's the reason they earned the title, lesbian lizards, where females play with females, and no males are needed to continue the generation. And I bet these are the favorite animals of feminist society. I don't know if feminists love these lizards or not, but I love you guys.